That means that baby season is in full swing for our wildlife here in San Diego. Got a lot of baby wild animals being born. So for this week's episode, as well as next month's episode, we're going to be talking a lot about ways that you can create some DIYs to coexist with your wild neighbors. Now, before we jump in on that, I want to remind you guys to go vote in our March Meowness competition. We've had so many people submit adorable images of their pets. We put them into brackets, and we are down to the final 4. So those votes are due by April 1st. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. I don't know how you're going to choose between the final 4 because they're all so cute, but you can take a look at that. We are also currently doing our virtual kitten shower. For those of you who are not aware, mama cats love to have their babies when it's nice and warm outside. So we are preparing for what we call kitten season. Over the summer, we are going to have thousands of kittens coming through our doors. So we want to be ready for that. So if you would like to donate any supplies or check out what our needs might be, all of that is going to be on our website. Jumping into what we're doing for today. We have so many amazing wild animals that live here in San Diego because we are such a biodiverse location. There are so many different environments that these animals can thrive in. And I know a lot of the times when we do our DIYs here on this series, we talk a lot about enrichment, so maybe some toys for your cats or dogs, maybe some treats or some fun items for your bunnies. We're not doing that for our wild friends. We love our wild animals, but from a distance, and that's why we talk about coexisting with them. They are wild, they need to stay that way, they don't need you or I making toys for them, but we can make some items that will protect them in the long run and help us to share our space with them. So the first thing that we are going to be making today is a bird deflector. So many birds have an issue with flying into our glass walls, our windows, and that's because they have a hard time perceiving glass. They don't realize that it's there and they fly right into it. So what we're going to do today is we are going to make something that you can hang in your window to help prevent birds from colliding with it. So you need a couple different things. The first thing you're going to want to have is some sort of string. This one has paw prints on it because we're fancy. But you'll also want to have something that is shiny or reflective. So something like tinfoil, old CDs that you're probably not using anymore, something along those lines. And then it might be a good idea to have something to weigh down the object. So I just grabbed a pine cone from my yard this morning, and I'm going to tie that onto the end of our string. So it is pretty simple. You are just going to string these CDs on here. Let me see if I can loop them in so that they stay sturdy. And I'll just pull this on through. If I can keep track of where this is. Perfect. And you can just start tying them on there at intervals. You can also rip up that tin foil and tie that on there at various points throughout this. And this will be nice because it'll kind of catch the bird's eye before they come in contact with that glass so that they won't get injured. Let's see here. I'm all on the tin foil and it's making an awful noise, so I'm going to move it out here. And I'll add one more. You can add as many as you want, but I won't subject you to watching me do that. Just like this. The other nice thing about items like this is that they're all made with things that you probably have around your house or in your yard. So you're not going out and buying things, especially if they're going to be outside anyways. I feel like it makes more sense to have it be as eco-friendly as possible. So I've just got a couple of these guys on here, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tie this pine cone onto the bottom. I personally would probably use hot glue to tie this on here, but for right now we can just tie it on there. And this will prevent this from flapping in the wind and hitting your window, because we don't want your window to break because of anything waving in the wind. But I'm going to just tie it on here just like this for right now. Not exactly the most effective way to do it, but if you get some hot glue, that would probably work really well. You could also use anything else that might weigh it down. A rock, a bell, whatever you want. So once you have that, you'll want to find some sort of way to affix it to your window, whether that's adding a hook underneath the eave of your roof. You can thumbtack it up there, you can tape it up there, whatever you feel like doing. But just having this in front of that glass is going to cause the bird to take a look before they fly into that window pane. The other item that I'm going to show you how to make today is a windsock. And there's a couple different ways that you can do this. Really depends on how heavy duty of an item you'd like to make. This one is going to be more to kind of deter some animals away from your home or away from your yard, particularly birds. The goal of the windsock is that it will kind of flap in the wind and maybe encourage them to move away from your home or away from your yard, because I know not everyone likes to have wild animals in their yard. We do need to share that space with them, but it's also understandable that you might not want them there all of the time. So you'll first need some construction paper, string, and then any form of strips of paper, ribbon, streamers, whatever you'd like. In lieu of some construction paper, you can also use an aluminum can. So if you want something that's going to be more long lasting, more weather resistant, because I know we've been having some rain lately, you can use a can and then just hot glue items to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this into a little cylinder, and I'm going to just go ahead and staple it just like this. And you can decorate this and make it pretty if you want. Add some markers. You could probably even make it look like a bird, but I'm just going to staple it like that. I'm going to go ahead and fix the string or ribbon onto the top as well. Let's see here. Oops, I missed it entirely. Hard to see what I'm doing because the string is so tiny. I might just tape this. This feels like a better idea. Not as skilled with the stapler as I had hoped. All right. I am going to tape it on the inside, though, just so that the loose ends aren't popping out. Perfect. I'm just going to make a little loop at the top so that when you are ready to hang this, you can just do so just like that. All right. I've already gone ahead and cut up these streamers. These are just like party supply streamers. And all I'm going to do is tape these, or excuse me, staple these along the bottom. Just like that. That way, when you hang them up in your yard, in your garden, on your porch, outside your house, they will kind of blow in the wind, which is at least pretty for us to look at, and it might deter some of the birds from settling on your house if you don't want them hanging out there. Go over this. And you can just staple them all the way around. I'll do one more, and we'll finish that off. All right. And once you're done with this, you can hang it up outside wherever you'd like, and it'll kind of move in the breeze. Now, if you're looking for other ways to deter wild animals from coming to your home, being on your property, we always like to advocate for doing that in a humane way. Of course, we do need to share our space with these animals. It is their home as well. But if you're having trouble with these animals visiting your home, there are a few different things that you can do. First, check out our website for a really big, comprehensive list of humane ways to deter animals from your property. But the main things that you're going to want to do is just make your home or your yard unappealing to them. So if you've got a big source of water, whether that's a bowl for your dogs and your cats, or you've got a food source, whether that's pet food or trash, you want to get rid of that entirely. So move that pet food, move that water inside your house. Secure your trash cans and make sure that they're not going to be able to get to those things that are drawing them into your home. And if that's not working, you can kind of use some things to actively push them away. So things that might be unappealing to them, like gross smells, gross tastes, loud noises, or lots of light. So you can do things like sprinkling chili pepper, or chili powder, excuse me. The scent of vinegar can be really off-putting for a lot of animals, so that can help to kind of shoo them off of your property. You can also use loud noises, lights, things like fans, or even radios. Now, on the flip side of that, if you are someone who wants to attract these animals to your house, you like them hanging out there, that is also totally fine. I think as humans, a lot of times our inclination is to, if we love something or if we like it a lot, we want to feed it because that's how we, get attention and affection from animals. But my friends, it is never a good idea to feed wildlife. I know it's tempting, but it can be really dangerous and can actually cause a lot of problems within their environment and within their habitat. So if you do want to attract animals to your home, the best thing that you can do is do things like planting flowers that those animals are going to be attracted to. So it'll kind of naturally bring them into that habitat. So just do something that doesn't involve feeding them. If you want to attract butterflies, there are specific flowers like lilacs that you can plant. Hummingbirds in particular love the color red, and they love plants that are tubular, so kind of those long, skinny flowers. Absolutely go nuts over those. So if you want hummingbirds to visit your yard, consider planting those flowers. And if you're interested in helping out with some more intense, very crafty, very skilled DIYs for our animals here at Project Wildlife, our rehabilitation hospital, we do have an entire DIY packet on our website that has directions on how you can make items that we will use here at Project Wildlife. So we've got things like fox hoods and owl hoods, as well as small mammal pouches. And those items do require a little bit of skill. Some of them require some sewing. So if that's up your alley, that's a great way to help out the animals that we do currently have in our care. On top of that, there are also tons of ways that you can help wild animals just on your own. We've got on our website 10 things that you can do to help wild animals. We've also got our 4 L's, and these are things that we always try to remind people of when it comes to interacting with our wild friends. As tempting as it can be to invade their space because we just think they're so cool, we want to make sure that we are respecting them and giving them the space that they need. So we look, we listen, we learn, and ultimately we leave. We leave them alone, and we leave them how we found them. So we're not feeding them, we're not leaving trash behind. We are leaving them in their environment exactly how we found them. So I know today was a little bit different in terms of the physical DIYs that we made, but I think it's really important going into the spring to make sure that we're really considering how our actions affect the animals in our community. Next month is April, and Earth Day takes place in April, so we've decided to celebrate it all month long. Do we have a question?
Well, Ms. Lloyd, we're wondering, how do we use the aluminum foil?
Ooh, yes.
To our windows.
Those can just be tied on just like this. And I'm going to do it without ripping it. No, I'm not. Let me see. Let's try to fold it instead of tying it. So you can just fold it around itself just like this to add some more reflective elements to it. And you can get as pretty and as fancy as you want with this. Obviously mine is very crumpled, but I trust that people out there watching that are probably a bit more crafty than I am. But they basically have the same function as the CD. So they're just providing that little bit of reflection so that it catches the animal's eye prior to them flying into that glass window pane. But yes, we will be celebrating Earth Day all month long. So next week we will have Carly back on here talking more about wildlife. And in addition to that, we are currently still taking registrations for our Walk for Animals. This year it is virtual, it's totally free to register, and we have a ton of fun activities. So make sure you go sign up, get a team together, and check out some of those activities for you, your friends, your family, your pets. And all of that information is available on our website. So we'll see you back here next week with Carly and some wildlife information. Have a great weekend.